Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hag Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip, Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
Welcome to Episode 5, Season 10, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. On this episode, we'll continue with our Arkansas line. After that, we'll go to our semi-live, and then we've got a little bit of South Carolina footage we're going to show you as well this season. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the rendezvous last weekend. We had a great time. We had great weather. Food was good. Kids' games, the whole thing. So, tailgaters. I think everybody that was here was able to come, enjoyed it, had a good day. And it sure was good to have the rendezvous again, and after skipping last year. So, anyways, just sure appreciate everybody coming out. Want to mention the photo contest. All the details is on the homepage of the website. We are only going to accept photos through the email that is on the homepage of the website within the photo contest rules. So sending them through Facebook and all of that, we're trying to keep things as simple as possible. So just use the email that is in the information on the website. I want to thank everybody for the orders. I think most of you are just now getting your catalogs. I know they ran a little bit late this year, but hopefully you're enjoying looking through the catalogs, and we sure appreciate the orders. After all, that's what keeps all of this going. I think that's it. Hope you enjoy the show.
Alright, starting off the day in a good way.
Check day 6.
Check day 6, yes. Right here was the set. And there was a flat that you can see where the bed was. Trap, lure, I got a little bait tucked under there, some top dog. I was using Predator Gravy and finicky feline. I tried to stake it here, failed attempt. The rocks were too hard to get through. So in my mind, I thought, okay, if I have something, I'll be able to tell it's going to be right here. Well, the stake didn't work because it was too rocky. So Jake ended up putting a drag on this, and I forgot about it. And I thought, trap's missing. But nothing looks in disarray. I was kind of scratching my head for a second. And I looked back here, and we have a bobcat. He didn't make a peep the whole time. I was like, man, someone stole our trap. And the next thing you know, this guy starts moving. Check day 6 starting out good.
Justin, you are on a roll.
I know. I've never three cats in 3 days.
Yeah.
One every day. I'll take it. So, good deal. We'll take care of him, get the remake made. The set's not really in any sort of disarray at all. So, it should be real easy to put back down and hope for the best in the next few days.
Yeah, great way to start off check day 6 because this is only the third trap checked.
Oh yeah, third stop out of however many.
Well, second stop, third trap.
Oh yeah, second stop, third trap. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a bad omen, though.
I know. Yeah, here we are all fired up now. I'll be asleep in the truck for another hour or two before we see anything again. Alrighty. Alright, got the remake blend it back in a little bit. Get a little shot of bobcat urine. But top dog's still under that rock. And the finicky feline still in the rock too. You can see where it's stained. Pretty easy remake. It wasn't in disarray, so let's keep the ball rolling.
Pretty one.
Well, this isn't the bobcat we were looking for. This set here has caught 2 coons now. Obviously it's really tore up and gonna have a lot of visual here for the next animal that comes by. So we're gonna get this cleaned up the best we can, make a little trash pile set. Make sure the top dog is down in that dirt hole still. If not, I got plenty more to put down there to replace it. Maybe give a shot of cat urine and call it good. I can't remember what urine or lure we used on this set, but I want to say Coyote Carnage, but it might be wrong. Well, we got a coyote that's acting like a badger. He found us a bunch of good dry dirt for us to use.
Serious excavating right there going on.
Set was right here. Had a hole. Top dog was down in this hole. Sure, it's still there. Got some jet fuel here and smeared up here on the rock in 2 different spots. It's bobcat urine. Paid off for this guy. And he's not very pretty.
No.
Yeah.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Got the Hags brackets on here. We just set this trap in one of the grooves, and it just sits right under there on the bottom slot, and then the water's just directly over the trap. All right, trap's missing. We'll see if we got anything. Hags bracket with the carrot. Can't beat that.
Leatherwood Trapping Sense. Success speaks for itself.
Alright, got the remake done on this. Since the coyote was acting like a badger and digging out of that mound, definitely got some nice dry dirt to make this set, and I could put some underneath to really bed it. We kind of struggle in this type of terrain with all the rocks. It's hard to really get something solid, so that definitely helped in this situation. Top dog was still in the hole, everything was there. I got my jet fuel in here to deliver another airstrike on these coyotes. And I'm going to give it a shot of bobcat urine and call it good. So that's the second coyote on this lane. Charlie caught one further down. And it's, like we've said, it's always this lane's been good for us over the years. So
Pretty, yeah, consistently.
it's one of my favorite spots that we pull into. So very nice. We'll move on down the line. Hopefully this one will connect again before we get out of here. It is getting windy.
Windy and cold. The wind has made it cold, and the sun's gone away, so
Yep.
brisk.
Continuing the line. Check day 6. Got a gray fox. He thinks he's a beaver. Chewing that stick.
So
Set was right here. Of course, had top dog. Dirt hole's getting kind of mashed in. I'll make sure it's still got plenty of bait in there. Bobcat urine and black gold. What were you saying?
because Justin's on a roll today, he's caught every animal that we've caught. So he's caught a coon, a bobcat, a coyote, and now a gray fox.
Yeah, pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens like that. So we're gonna get a remake punched back in here. Set's not in too much of a disarray. Charlie's just right over here, leafed in a little bit, so we're pretty close to each other. It would have been cool to have like a double, so we're gonna take care of him and move on. All right, got the remake finished up here, blended in real nice. So we still got a few more check days before we pull out of here. So
three more check days.
So, and the weather looks okay from here on out too. So hope for the best. The mail.
Yeah, pretty one, dark one. All right, for you deer hunters, product highlight. Got these new Weeby knives, caping kits, field dressing kits, whatever you want to call them. So it's pretty cool. It comes with that you put right on your belt if you'd like, or you can put them in your backpack. So it comes with a knife. It's got the little serrated edge right there, and then it also comes with a knife with a gut hook, another serrated edge as well. Flip it over. Comes with a saw, pelvic area, or whatever you want to use it for, and then kind of another gut hook with kind of a skinning, cutting, shaving edge as well. So you get all 4 knives, the pouch, and here this is 2021, October of 2021. So the price presently is $29.95. They are on the website. So it's very good value, good handy tool kit. Doesn't take up much space, and that should be valuable to anybody that deer hunts or hunts big game.
Trapping has been a lifelong passion of mine. Back in 1976, I started Hoosier Trapper Supply, and we've had the privilege of serving trappers across this great country for all these years. We carry a complete line of traps and trapping equipment. You can check us out at HoosierTrapperSupply.com.
Who's your trapper deer sense? Success speaks for itself.
Q&A. So I've got a question about how we keep records on the trap line. And to be honest, here in Indiana, it's ground we've trapped over the years, and typically I will make a note. In other words, on this farm we have this many sets. This farm we have this many sets, and we have no problem remembering those. We keep all that and keep. It's just because over the years of doing it, we just keep that memory in place. And normally, once we find a location, we're going to continue to set in that location year after year. Typically a location, if it's proven, 1 year, maybe the second year, then normally you can pretty much write it in that it's going to be good from year to year. And as far as organization of the information, we normally run it in terms of just a yellow pad, and we'll have the information just written down in chronological order of how we're checking. So, and if we're in a new area, on that information that's written down, normally I will reference either a road crossing, whether it be a Forest Service road or whatever, most of them are named, or I'll reference some sort of landmark on that road as well. So some of our Arkansas lines, we even have specific names that we've made up for locations that applied to something in the past to jar our memory. Another thing that we did when we were in go to a new area, for instance, when we were in New Mexico, that area is so large and so vast, and it's not the type of geography that we're used to. So we were doing everything with GPS, marking everything with GPS. And we'll do that in an area that is new to us as well. It's just the safest way to go about it. That way you're not going to forget something, but just dropping a waypoint with the GPS is the best way to go about all that, and then just to keep track of things. Here again, we're doing everything in chronological order in the route that we're going to check. One thing that I've noticed that I've started doing over the years is normally if I'm writing things down in chronological order and I feel like maybe we're going to go back and set more within that line, I'll skip 2 or 3 lines between locations so I can go in and add a new location that might be between existing locations. So I hope that helps. Just the big thing is GPS. If you're completely unsure, certainly writing things down, referencing landmarks, and then going in chronological order how you check, and then number of sets per location, of course. So I hope that helps with that. Certainly don't want to leave any traps out there that you're not checking, and want to keep track of everything. So anyways, hope that helps. All right, another question we had was about sun-rendered fish juice, fish oil, whatever. So typically a lot of trappers, including us, will chop fish up and cover them with water, put the lid on with a little bit of where the gas can escape from that as it breaks down, set it in the sun, and let that stuff rot down. The true oil, fish oil, is actually the really dark stuff that's going to float clear to the top. And unless you're using byproduct from trout or salmon or something like that, you're just not going to have a whole lot of oil in there. So that oil, there's not going to be much there. So to me, the product is the fish juice. So what we do typically at that point is we will actually just strain the bones and scales and stuff out, and everything left over we're calling fish juice. Now there's a little bit of oil in there too, but there wasn't much oil to begin with. So that can be used as a lure base or an additive to a lure, or you can use it as a liquid bait. You can mix even used cooking oil with it as an extender, and that'll also give it more of an oil base. You can use it in the wintertime. It's got to be cold. If you want to use it down in a dirt hole or whatever, you got to be careful with it in warmer weather, because you can, for one thing, it's very attractive to possums. And you can't avoid possums, but you can definitely cut their numbers down by staying away from stuff like that in warm weather. So cold weather, ground frozen, it's a good attractant down in a dirt hole for something different. As far as additives, you can play around with it, but there's a lot of things you can do with it. It's a good base for like a number of applications. So it's definitely worthwhile to make and to kind of play around with. To preserve it, just use sodium benzoate. Start with about 4 ounces to a gallon, and then work from there. If it wants to keep wanting to, if it's wanting to keep working, in other words, forming gas or whatever, then you would add some more sodium benzoate. So start roughly with 4 ounces to a gallon. Another question we had is, if you are tanning your own skins, do you need to stretch and dry them? So typically, if you're tanning, you can bypass that stretching and drying stage. And most of the time, what we do here, we have pressurized tanning tanks or whatever, is we'll just lay the skins flat, salt them down overnight, shake the old salt off the next day, put fresh salt on, and then the day after that, then basically you're ready to start your tanning process. And that's the same for the little orange bottle Trapper's High Tanning Formula. That's the starting point for that. Or you can do that with any other tanning method as well. If you stretch and dry it, there's a couple problems with that. Number one, the skin's going to in a home tan situation, the skin is going to have the memory of that stretcher. It's hard to get rid of that edge. The other thing is, when that skin dries, what residual fat is left will block the pores of the skin, so it's harder for that to take the tan. So if you can avoid stretching and drying before you tan, I think it's better and it's easier, and you're probably going to get a better quality tan in the home tan method. If you're sending skins to a tannery and you're sending them through the mail, scraping them and stretching them and drying is great. It's light. The skin is a lighter weight at that point, so your shipping's going to be a little bit less. We still actually, basically on beavers, we don't stretch any of them. We just flesh them like you would to sell fur, and then just lay them flat and salt them. We don't stretch and dry them. For one thing, you don't have the little holes going around the edge of the skin on your tanned product, and it's just much quicker than stretching and drying it. You probably lose a little bit of size with shrinkage because you're not stretching those beaver skins, but it's just kind of one of those things where, to me, it's much quicker, and in the scheme of things, you're not losing much. Beavers shrink a fair amount anyways. Certain times of the season, they definitely shrink more than other times of the season, depending on when they're caught. So, anyways, hopefully that helps, and keep sending those questions in. All right, somebody online said that they'd like to see a tour of our shop, and we haven't done one for quite some time, so we'll come on in, we'll take a look at the shop. I got to tell you, so when I was a kid, if I had was able to go to a shop like this, I would have been in like seventh heaven. So pretty crazy. It's like, talk about, and everybody says they're like a kid in the candy shop. So as a lot of you know, we do taxidermy as well, and there's 4 of us here that work on taxidermy. And then of course we have our trapping supply business, and we have a lot of our trapping supply, Hoosier Trapper Supply merch right here on display. And our line of deer hunting scent here. And our well-documented cabin that we use on virtually every show. And when kids come here, they love to go inside and hang out in the cabin while their mom or dad or whatever is shopping in here. So. Our shop's pretty full right now, so some of our taxidermy supplies are displays are getting a little covered up with product, but some of our package offers that we offer, be sure to check those out online. It's a good selection of product and save some money too. And then our trapping supplies, we've got books and DVDs here, some of them, a sample of some of the more popular ones. We carry other ones as well. Our fur stretchers, fleshing beams, that kind of thing here, and there's traps all of course around the back wall there. Got more traps here. And then the center aisle, this side is all fur handling stuff as far as fleshing knives and skinning gambrels and that kind of thing. And then our fur handling DVDs and books up here. And then this side is hardware, digging tools, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, sifters, augers, and then all the trap prep on that side for die wax, speed dips, Formula 1, Dakota Line trap and snare dip. And then, of course, gloves up here in the cubbies. And then we have our trap stakes and cable stakes and stabilizers and cable and all that, snare supports, all that kind of stuff over here. Then all of our hardware bins, swivels and S-hooks and quick links and split rings, all that kind of stuff here. Some trap parts. Snaring stuff here on this wall, fish oils, that kind of thing. Some of our lure brands here, and then lure here as well. Lure and bait, urine, and that's basically it. So, as you can see, if you're a trapper, you would probably fully appreciate this. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, we haven't done that for a number of years, and somebody had requested a tour. So there you go. That's the 25-cent tour.
Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. Real quick, we got the new catalogs out. Sharp looking. You can get one of these if you request one at our website, HoosierTrapperSupply.com, or you could even call the number below here. If you've placed an order recently, you're already on the list. You'll get one with your order, or if you're on the mailing list, you'll get one. So keep that in mind. Also, please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, of course YouTube. Subscribe, share, do all that good stuff to support us. And don't forget about the Trap House podcast. And we'll see you next time.
Join us on October 15th for the next episode of Who's Your Trapper Outdoors.